We're here with Coach Bo, St. Ambrose, and Matt Robertson. Big week this last week, guys. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about the season, how things are going, how the transition's going into St. Ambrose as well. So, first time I've been in the wrestling facilities. Coach, what can you tell me about it, man?
No, it's sweet. You know, we're still in the process of kind of moving in. As you can tell, we don't have our practice mats in yet. Lockers are getting installed today, so it's a work in progress. But I mean, there's not a lot of places in the country that can say they have their own standalone facility.
Yes.
So it's a good place to come, train, hang out. You know, it's hard to beat for sure.
I love it. And I think in December, we'll probably have about everything done. We're going to come back and we're going to do a full-on check out of this facilities.
Sure.
A lot of good wrestlers would find this a nice home. What do you think, Matt?
Hope so.
So let's talk about your transition over here to St. Ambrose University. Came in this last spring. We were hearing rumors, with our ear to the ground about this stud wrestler possibly coming into the program, leading these young guys. How's your transition been to St. Ambrose?
It's been pretty good. Schooling's about the same. They have a little bit more options for me for what I want to do with accounting. They've got a master's program that's highly accredited, and then the wrestling program. Just cool to be able to come from, a powerhouse and then kind of bring what I learned there and hopefully set the foundation here for all the young guys and have them, mimic what I do. And I'm just mimicking what I learned at, one of the best schools in the country.
So I love how you just led right into my next question here. We talked about, you coming in as, I think you're the only senior on the mat. Coach Bo and I have talked in the past. You're the only one that's had collegiate experience prior to this year on your team. What's it like with bringing in a bunch of freshmen, majority all freshmen onto your team, kind of taking them under your wing, explaining to them, what's going to be happening and helping them make that transition from, high school to a huge jump into college wrestling. And Coach Bo, you can jump in there as well.
Yeah, I think being where they've been already, where I took my beatings, when I got to Grandview, Josh Wanger was in front of me and Devin Reynolds, number 1 and 2 in the country. So I took my beatings both in the room and on the mat. So, telling these guys that freshman year might be rough. It's a tough transition. Bottom super hard, and I think that's one of the big areas we're struggling. So, just trying to help them as much as I can, and kind of tell them, hey, this is what I did. This is what I do now. That I switched from high school to college. So, just trying to set them up for success.
That's a lot of good advice. Also,
yeah, he's doing a good job at just kind of leading by example too. It's like, when your best wrestlers, one of your hardest workers, it makes it really easy, right? Because none of the guys in the room can look at Matt and go, well, he's number 2 in the country or number 1 in the country, but he's not working hard, so I don't have to work hard. Like, there's no guy that can look at Matt and go, well, he doesn't work hard. He's the first one in, last one out kind of kid, shows up to everything, always brings a good attitude, except for when he's cutting weight a little sometimes. So it just makes it really easy because he's a good role model, kind of showing how you do it the right way. And then, pounds on guys. Every once in a while I have to hop in and let him pound on me sometimes. But no, it's good. It's been having him in the room definitely helps a lot. Because like he said, he's coming from Grandview where they are the gold standard. Right? They do it the right way. So having a guy that I can kind of just see the way he works and stuff. It's like, all right, well, I'm a first-time head coach, so I kind of steal some of the stuff that he does. Right? I'm coming from a program out at Northern who's traditional powerhouse. They're a top 5 team all the time as well. So we can kind of taking what they do at Northern a little bit, kind of seeing what they do at Grandview through Matt. And it's like, all right, let's blend it and figure out our own style. So it's been working, right? It's work in progress, but we're doing all right.
So both of you guys said one key word, doing it the right way. I've seen Matt growing up from probably, I think, 8 years old all the way into where you're at right now in your wrestling career. One of the things that I really noticed, even walking in today, is he's over there busting out the homework. So not only is this just an awesome standalone facility for the wrestling, but you're doing it the right way in the academics and leading your team that way as well. what can you tell us about that, and that transition also from high school into college with the academics? And, do you have to sometimes step in as a big brother to some of your co-teammates?
Yeah, I tell them all, if you have questions, I'm good at math, I'm good at accounting, I can help you guys in that area. Bo can't do math. So
Nope, can't do
neither
math.
of us can read, so that makes it kind of tough.
Yeah.
But he's got history down. I've got math and accounting, so just trying to help him. If you have questions, ask one of us. We've been through it. Ambrose has a great their tutoring, their academic.
Their tutoring center's pretty sweet.
So, they've got all the options, and he really hammers down on if you're struggling, go there. We do grade checks, so.
It kind of helps too. There's a lot of these guys that they came in with really good grades. We don't really have any grade issues right now. I'm not going to say we all have 4.0s, but we set a team standard of a 3.0, and I honestly think we're going to be well above it. Not saying that every single guy has an A in every class, like I said. There's some guys that are struggling in a class here or there, but for the most part, I haven't had to knock down on their door to go get them to study. So that's been a little bit of an adjustment. Coming here is like having a bunch of freshmen who are actually smart, because I definitely wasn't. So that's been kind of a blessing. They haven't had to see me and Coach Bo because of grades yet. So
Love it. Love it.
Hopefully that doesn't come out, because I can get a little grumpy about that.
You guys are doing things right off the mat as well as on the mat, so that's great. Not only just developing great wrestlers, you're developing great young men, future women coming up, hopefully in the near future as well.
It'll come.
So Matt, let's go back into this year. Who you been working with in the wrestling room? Who are some of the guys you've been partnering up with and helping out, helping them grow? Because I noticed your 25-pounder, for a freshman, he's sticking out in my head right now as well.
Yeah, it's tough.
Being a
big 33, I kind of stay away from the 25ers, especially. It'd be different if they were, big 25ers, but they're young. They're pretty natural 125ers.
Yeah.
So I work out with Mick. We haven't for a little bit, but my go-to is probably Riley Woods, our 41-pounder. He's tall and lanky, which is a style I struggle with. So having him in the room is super helpful. Wrestle with the 49-pounders a lot. Coach Bartles, I like to beat up on Coach Bartles. He's a good feel. Beat up on Coach Bo every once in a while.
Yeah, when my hip's not broken, I'll hop in.
That sounds good. So, hey, had an all right weekend, I would say, this weekend, huh? So let's start from the beginning. What was your mindset going into this weekend? And wrestling, and this is my question for you, Matt. Going into this weekend with wrestling, kind of back at the home territory, some guys that you're very familiar with, and a very big tournament as well. And then Coach Bo, what was your take on it? I'm sure you had to pull back some reins every once in a while and just kind of control the emotions on this whole thing. So, either one of you guys, Matt?
Yeah, I think going back to Grandview is not really an issue for me. We saw him at Simpson. I've been with those guys for 3 years, so all my buddies on the team, there's no hard feelings there. They understand it. Coach Mitchell still talks to me, still gives me crap. I give him crap. So it's a pretty good environment between all of us. And then going into the tournament, I knew 1, 2, and 3 were going to be there, so I knew it was going to be a big week, but it didn't really change any of my preparation. I just put my head down, went to work like I normally do, and then it just happened to work out that I got to see 2 and 3. Wish I would have seen 1. But,
so let's start with your first match, because that was you wrestled number 2.
First match was another Grandview kid. It was Dan Leal. He's tough. We wrestled twice this season. That one came down to rideouts. First one was a 1-point match. So I knew that one was going to be tough. I knew that, Grandview's had me for 3 years. They know what I do. They're going to be coaching against me. So got that one out of the way. And then Gimson was next. We didn't watch any film prior. We we were just gonna wing it. We knew he was good on top, so the game plan was don't choose bottom. He talked about it in his interview. After the first period, I got rode for probably, 2.5 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
But I never felt in danger, so I looked at coach when it was my decision. Let's go down.
Get that point back, right?
Got a reversal. Probably could have got a little more riding time, been a little tougher on top, but 2 takedowns in the third period, that was big. That's essentially what won the match.
And then the match, you did eliminate the ride time as well. So even though you might have been down after the first period, you came back, zeroed that out as well, correct?
Yep.
Nice,
So
nice.
That was a good one. Semis,
Yeah.
Semis happen.
Semis hit a buzzsaw. That did stuff.
Then you fall back to the backside. I fell right into Taylor, right?
Yep.
So obviously knew that was gonna be another tough one. Knew they were gonna know what I do. Karch and I wrestled last year. I think he won on 2 seconds of riding time. So, again, we didn't really have a game plan for it. Just go out, start fast. Didn't start fast. Got taken down first.
And those of you who didn't see Bo's interview this last week, we talked actually to your dad. He did, and said, "Why don't we just spot the other guy 2 points so we don't lose any time right off the bat?" Right?
Yeah. That's a running joke for quite some time. We're working on it.
We're working on it. We'll get it figured out.
Something.
We'll figure something out.
I don't know. We'll figure it out though. By nationals, we'll be good. But that match was crazy. Got a leg cradle in the third period, which is something I do in the room, but you don't ever really expect it to work against the top kids in the country. But it just fell right in, and he was yelling to do it, so I was like, all right, well, might as well try it.
It was locked, so might as well.
And then, from there it's history.
Yeah.
Nice. And our new ranking, just I saw it yesterday come out.
Yeah, so Flo dropped it. It's 2, so he's ranked 2nd in the country. The official NAI rankings haven't dropped yet, but he should be 2. I don't see any way they don't rank him second in the country. So the NAI should be, or the Flo ranking should be right smack dab on. They're pretty close. So, but yeah, kind of going back to your question earlier, is I didn't need to wind him in. He was pretty focused, so it was kind of just, let's get it right, let's get it going. This is mine and his first year together, so I think he's still kind of trying to figure me out with kind of my coaching style. I'm kind of trying to get a read on him. I've never coached a kid who's joking while he's in a match. It's weird to me. Normally you're focused, you're centered in, you're ready to go. When I was competing, I wasn't cracking jokes, I'm getting ready to wrestle. And he'll come over and he'll start cracking jokes with me, and I'm just like, dude, are you ready to go? But hey, I love it. If that's how he wants to do it and keep it light, let's do it. I'm all about it. But it's just, so we're still kind of trying to figure each other out a little bit, and I don't think there's any bad there. It's just we're still trying to get a feel for each other. So I was like, all right, well, let's see how he reacts to the moment. He's pretty laid back and just wants to joke and have a good time the whole time. I didn't have to go calm him down or get him amped up. He knows what he's got to do, right? He's been in college for 4 years now. He knows what he has to do to get ready to wrestle. If I have to be over there calming him down or getting him amped up, then we're gonna need to adjust some things, right? He's ready to go. So
I think
let's just kind of just wind him up and let him go. Just let him figure it out, and I'm gonna be there to kind of either amp him up, kind of keep him going, or I'm just kind of along for the ride, honestly. Just get him the workouts in the room. When we get to the tournament, he knows what to do. I'm just going to be in the corner to fight for him, and when the dust settles, we'll get it figured out. And,
I think a couple of years ago we interviewed you, Matt. We talked about mental preparation before going to the match. The visualization you use from, I think you had all the way from the color of the mat to planning on a match, pretending a match that you're down by 10, 12 points and how you're going to make your comeback without losing your nerve and stuff. Do you still use some of them?
Yeah, actually, Coach Price maybe didn't see me, but before the tournament, I was just laying on my back, eyes closed. I do that before tournaments most of the time, and it's just kind of a way to relax and get those nerves out of me. So I still use it, not so much for every match, but just to kind of get the nerves out of me before the tournament, and then if I need to before a match, I'll do the same thing. But like he said, normally just cracking jokes and trying to keep the mood light and kind of not think about the match and like get nervous and then gas myself out before the match. So that's kind of why I make the jokes with him and try to keep the mood light before the match.
I like it. So let's turn the gears a little bit now. So coming back after Thanksgiving break, you're more likely on the NAIA scene going to be ranked number 2. Flo's ranking you number 2 in the nation. How do you change, or do you even need to change anything? Because now the target's been written on your back, right? And people are going to be studying film on Matt Robertson because they're going to know who he is and they want to claim a name for themselves. So do you change anything, or what do you do going forward?
No, you don't change. You evolve, right? You add to the things that he's already doing, right? He does a really, really good job at defending his legs, or at least this last weekend, doing a really good job of when guys get to his legs. We could do a better job of not letting him there, right? So we tighten up our head, hands, D, so guys aren't getting to us as clean. He was doing a lot better job this weekend of getting to guys' legs. He looked really, really good yesterday in the room. I think he was really focusing on getting a good, clean setup. We've been talking about it for the last week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. You don't have to finish every takeout on the mat. We need to be able to get through guys sometimes, right? So getting up to your feet. So just continuously adding on to what he's already doing. I mean, he already showed he's one of the best kids in the country. So I don't think he'd change it, because maybe that you can take a half a step back. We just keep adding to what he's already doing. And we're already doing the stuff in the room. It's just going to be the more we do it, it'll start showing in the match. And you can see it this weekend, right? From where we started week 1 to where we are now, it's like night and day. He's continuously getting better, so we just have to continuously keep working on those areas. And dude, there's nobody in the country that's going to beat him if we can continuously make the progress that we're making. So I said this the other day. We're not winning national titles in November, so if he's not peak right now, he's not even close. We're going to get a lot better. So
I love it.
Just continuously getting better every day is what we're going to do. I mean,
yeah, I think I agree. I kind of make stuff up as I go. I feel like I've got to kind of head down, knows the grindstone style, grind it out. But at the same time, I feel like I'm probably kind of hard to see out because I make some stuff up. I threw a leg cradle in there, so.
And you don't want to lose that element to it, right? That's what makes Matt Robertson dangerous, right? We've all seen his state finals matches, right?
Yeah, you still got the cement mixer,
it's still there.
Get a roll,
right? It's still there. So,
but yeah, I think just watching film each week, like we talked about this week, lifting returns, getting mat returns, being stingy. I'm good on top, so being able to capitalize in that area is what we're looking at right now. So just week by week, what can we do? What can we do to get 1% better, and then just keep carrying that over until nationals.
Now, you mentioned the 1% better. For those of you that have not seen the video that we've taken on week 1 with you, Bo, you want to explain, or do you want to explain that, Matt, how the 1% better each day?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something that I took from Northern. As we would talk about it every day. Is like, we're not going to make leaps and bounds every day, right? You're not going to come in the room and leave and be 15% better or 100% better. But what you got to do is you got to set a goal to be 1% better today. Right now I'm going to be 1% better tomorrow. So if at the end of the year you're going to be 365% better. And if you just set that goal, those small goals of whatever it is that we're working on that day, right? Whether it's mat returns, setups, not letting guys get to my legs, maybe just clearing my wrists out from bottom, right? You just got to find those little areas where you're getting better and find those small victories. That's when you're going to get better. If you think you're going to come into the room and in one day you're gonna have an epiphany and all of a sudden be a national champion. Like, it's not gonna work, right? It's got to be an everyday mission to, okay, we're gonna get a little bit better today. Tomorrow I'm gonna get a little bit better. Right? So it kind of stole that mentality from Northern and kind of carried it over here, and I think it's worked. If you kind of look from where we were, like, again, from the first day of practice to now, we're night and day. So if we can just keep coming with that mentality, I think we'll be, at the end of the year, we'll be right where we want to be.
Very good. So we're about a week out from Thanksgiving break. What are you doing this next week? A lot of schools are shutting down or moving. I'm not familiar how a lot of college wrestling programs handle over this break period and stuff. And are you guys done, or Saturday's your last day of classes, or Friday?
Yeah, tomorrow's our last day.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of kids are telling that their classes got canceled on Friday. So I think today actually might be a good chunk of the guys' last day. No, and then it's, we've been on the mat pretty much every day since, mid-September. So it's, there is a time and a place to take a break. So give them a couple of days off. I think I kick them free. The guys that are traveling, we're leaving tomorrow. So I'll kick them free Saturday. Go home. The guys that are in the area, I told them, I'm not going to structure any practice. If you guys want to come in and get a workout in, get a lift, kind of do something on your own, great. I'm not going to do anything really. But the guys that are traveling, go home, go get in your high school room. Go run, go lift. Kind of take a couple of days to let your body heal up, because then we're going to go pretty hard until Thanksgiving break. Then you get a decent little break. And then from Thanksgiving, from basically the first of the year till first weekend in March, you're not getting a break. So kind of take these little breaks that are given to let your body heal up a little bit. So
Make it.
we'll see how it works out, right? I might have given them too many. Might have gave you guys too many days off for this Thanksgiving probably, but.
So tell me, what's the next stages that you got planned here, Matt? And how do we reach that next level? How do you get your teammates elevated to that next level? You guys just mentioned that we're going to take it up a notch. After Thanksgiving break, another notch after Christmas break. How do you prepare this young team to get to that next level?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like you talked about earlier, is just leading by example. I think since I've got here, I've become a little bit more of a vocal leader, but for the most part, just put my head down and work and hope that the guys in the room see that, and then just try to do what I do to a degree, make it their own, and just run with it. So set the foundation with what I've got and hope that they build on it.
All right. So last question here. What is the special meal for Thanksgiving that you got to have for just to top it off for Thanksgiving meal this year?
He's going to come back weighing like 170. Probably not.
I'm a sucker for stuffing, so probably that'll be stuffing.
Hey, there's some vegetables in there. I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Celery in there.
How about you, Coach?
Dude, I love turkey. So my in-laws just moved to town, and my father-in-law is a really big griller and loves to smoke turkey. So we're gonna get him out on the grill, and he's gonna teach me how to smoke a turkey. So it'll be my first attempt at ever trying to smoke it myself. So there we go. So it's probably gonna be terrible.
Just don't do it in your garage.
Don't. Well, duh. Come on, man.
And you're gonna have to work on the dad bod, because next Thanksgiving you're gonna have a new little set of feet around the house too, huh?
Yes, sir, man. March 26th.
All right.
Little baby Bettinson coming in hot. So
All right.
I'm excited.
Well, congratulations, Matt. Number 2 in the nation, Coach. Doing great things here. I love the facility. Big things coming your way. Anything you guys want to wrap up on?
No, man. Just thanks for coming out. And once we get the wrestling mats down and the facility's not a complete pigsty like it is today, we'll have you guys come back out and check it out. Kind of give you guys facilities tour and whatnot. So.
All right. Assumption, get ready. Matt's going to come in the room and start rolling with you boys, right?
Might have to, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Guys, have a good one. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.